So your team is currently, they flew to Arizona last night, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So they are there right now, and they're there for 2 weeks. And interestingly enough, of your 5 games remaining, you play in that building 3 times. 2 as the home team and 1 as the away team, right? That's the
Well,
way
I think we're there for at least 3 weeks. We'll stay there before we play Dallas as well.
Okay.
And we'll travel from Arizona to Dallas. So, I mean, our hope is that Santa Clara County lifts its restrictions, which they said was going to be December 21st. So we're hopeful that we can come home the week of Christmas. But, obviously everything is going to remain in the air until we see where the number of COVID cases and hospitalization rates and things like that go.
Now, look, Jed, the situation could not be more sensitive. I understand that because every team in the National Football League wants to be part of the community and a good neighbor. And, but you also want to be home. You've got a competition here, and you also have players who want to be home with families and home for, as you mentioned, the holidays, as opposed to going straight from Dallas back to Arizona to prepare to be the road team in that game. So how did this all come about? Can you walk me through how the talks with Santa Clara County
well, I mean, the talk
here?
started obviously back in March, and working with the NFL protocols and things like that, and getting the county comfortable and up to speed with what the NFL and the 49ers were doing. And as cases started to rise, we've had conversations with the county. They wanted to put, in sort of a soft bubble, so to speak, into place, and we've been talking to them for about a week about doing that. But they made the decision, obviously, with their announcement publicly as we were boarding our buses to go to L.A., that they were shutting down not just, sports, but a lot of other businesses and a lot of other things. So we, after working with them for a week, we're a little blindsided by that. But obviously, the health and safety of the community is the most important thing. And like anything in football, you get thrown obstacles in your way, and we had to come up with an answer fairly quickly.
So when you say soft bubble, because my colleague Mike Garafolo of the NFL Media Group and NFL Network discussed it on air yesterday, that agents of players on your team were telling him that management of the 49ers had broached the idea of a soft bubble and that they were into it until Santa Clara County made its decision. What is that soft bubble idea that you were forwarding to the players?
I mean, there were a lot of things that were in place. Essentially just keeping our players, at the facility, at Levi's for games, and then being able to go to away games. And that was essentially all we were allowed to do. And not just players, me included, our coaches, our staff. And we were willing to do that, and the players were willing to do that to be able to stay with their families. Obviously everybody is sacrificed. This isn't just the 49ers. It's not just us. Everybody is obviously sacrificed throughout this pandemic. But our guys were willing to do that to stay with their families. And unfortunately, that wasn't able to remain in place. And that's why, thinking about the future, I'm hopeful that we're home by December 21st. And if not, we've been working with our players and the league and trying to figure out a safe way to be able to get players' families to them in Arizona, obviously, if we're not allowed to return home.
So, a lot of moving parts, my word. So,
yeah, there are.
So, again, it could not be more sensitive because you want to be home for Christmas, and your home is in Santa Clara County, and you said you were a little blindsided. So, how do you have talks with a county that, it seems from what you're saying, let it be known to the world before, reaching out to you that you know how to find a new place to go? Jed.
I mean, honestly, like we can't take offense to it. There's more people in Santa Clara County than just the San Francisco 49ers. So obviously the folks that are affected the most, the frontline workers, the nurses, the doctors, people that are dealing with this every day, like it's not just us. So obviously whatever the county needs to decide to figure out what they think keeps everybody safe, we will abide by, and we have to deal with that. So, this isn't, I don't think that they tried to single out the 49ers and do something to harm the 49ers. I think they're trying to make the right decisions for the county. And unfortunately, as cases rise in Santa Clara County, we had to make adjustments, and I couldn't be more proud of our players for making those adjustments, or more thankful to Michael Bidwell and the Cardinals and the entire state of Arizona for opening their arms and welcoming us. And thankfully they have NFL-ready facilities, and our home schedules match up well with the Cardinals, so we can actually make the most of it and go somewhere and hopefully finish out the season strong.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.